First of all, good morning, everyone. I am actually in Japan right now, so it is 9 a.m. here. So it is a good morning, but I know if you are from Hawaii, West Coast, good afternoon. If you are from the East Coast, good evening. Thank you so much for joining this Zoom seminar by Kodama Koi Farm. My name is Taro Kodama from Kodama Koi Farm. I'll be one of the speakers and also a host of this event. And again, thank you so much for joining this event. We had almost 150 people register for this event. It's much more popular than other Zoom seminars that I have put on. So I can see how many people are interested in this kind of topic. So this is a definitely feeding season of the year. So I'm pretty sure that you want to know how to feed your koi properly. Okay, so again, today's topic is koi feeding. How do we how do we feed our koi properly? Actually, for the last few years, I've been putting a lot of Zoom seminars, and definitely koi food is one of the big topic of it. And I have wrote several blogs for my website as well. But it was all about theories, and I never talk about uh, the practical. I never took never shared the experiences how we actually feed them, and when after I talk about theories, I realize that people are living in a different places. I'm in Japan now. You may be living in California. You may be living in West Coast. I mean East Coast. Everybody has a different uh, situation. Pond size is different. Koi population is different. So I thought that it's a good idea to start sharing experiences. My experience in Hawaii as a dealer, and maybe I can bring in some of my customers so that they can share their experiences. So, and this is how I came up with this idea. And I'm very happy that two of my good customers agreed to share experiences. And they are Tony and Steve. Tony, he lives in Chicago. He started the hobby since 1999. So he's been in the hobby for many, many years. Actually, I came to this country in 2000 and started this koi business in 2001. So I know him ever since. So we go back so many years, and he's been so passionate about this hobby. He loves koi. So I thought that, when I thought about this topic idea, I thought he would be a perfect person
Yeah,
to
but I
share.
can't get the sound on.
Everybody, yeah, please mute your microphone. That would be great. And anyway, so he has raised so many koi. He has won grand champions at koi shows in Chicago 2015, 2018, and of course he has won so many top awards. And another person is Mr. Steve Zimmerman. He lives in North Carolina, I believe. But when I first met him, he was in Utah. But anyway, he's in the hobby since 2017, and he's a certified judge of the AKJA. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's
And
right.
okay, and then he again, he has been winning so many awards as well. But for the recent years, he has won grand champion at the Northern Midwest ZNA last year. He also won the grand champion in the South Carolina koi shows, and again, he has been winning so many awards. So he is also a perfect person to share his experiences. So my goal today is that through these seminars, let's learn something, and something that you can apply to your own to your koi feeding for your koi. So today's topic, this is how I like to proceed today's seminar. First of all, still I like to talk a little bit about the theories. A few things that you need to know before you feed your koi, because I'm pretty sure most of you are already experienced hobby and know enough, but I'm sure there's some still new to this hobby. We have a very wide range of koi hobbyist audiences here. So I'll share a few things a few things that you should know before you feed your koi. Then I'll talk about as a case study one, I'll talk about my experience, what we do at the Kodama Koi Farm. And then I'm going to pass the talk to Mr. Tony Malone. And then it goes to Mr. Steve Zimmerman. And then if we have enough time, then we definitely will keep, I will have the question and answer time. So if you have any questions, keep the questions. Actually, start leaving those questions in the chat box. And if you do, can you also mention the speaker's name, to whom you want to ask what kind of questions? Say, this is a question to, say, me, Kodama Koi Farm, and your question is. That way, when I go through those questions in the chat box, I know who to ask. Okay, all right. So let me see this. By the way, can you hear me okay? Let me know. Maria-san, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
I
Okay,
can
good.
hear you okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you very
good.
much. All right. Okay, yeah. So I guess, internet in Japan is much better than my internet in Hawaii. So I'm glad it's working. Okay, so let's talk about things that you need to know before you feed your koi. I'd like to talk about 3 things. Let's understand the koi's body. Then let's talk about identifying your goal. Then I will talk about the basic feeding guide. Okay, so let's understand koi's body. That's the first thing that you should know. That means that we need to feed, well, okay, let's look at these pictures. If you look at the pictures on the right here, this is koi fish, carp. And then if you look at the one on the left, this is a regular carp. And you can see the difference. The big difference is the length of the intestine. Koi does not have a stomach. And so that means they cannot store the food. And how they digest the food, they will produce digestion enzyme in the intestine so that they can digest. So when you have such a short intestine like koi fish, first of all, they cannot store the fish. They cannot digest the food a lot at one time. So this is why we have to feed small amount of koi food. I'm sorry, not many, many times. So this is a wrong spelling. And then also koi is a cold-blooded fish. That means that water temperature influences koi's body temperature, and the body temperature will influences the production of the digestion enzyme. That means when the water is cold, they cannot digest. They can eat, but they cannot digest. Please remember, eating is not the same as digestion. So during the winter, koi may look very hungry, but that's I suggest you should not feed them when the water temperature is very low, because they can eat, but they cannot digest. So I say here, do not feed koi at 50 degree or below. To be on the safe side, it's better to stop feeding at 55. From 50 to 55, they still eat, but cannot digest very well. So you kind of have to feed very little. Okay, let's go to next. Okay, what is a goal? This is also very important. Everybody has a different purpose of having koi pond and koi fish in the pond. So would you like to, do you want to show your, do you like to compete at the koi shows? If you like to compete the koi shows, you have to, of course, first you have to buy such a koi, and then you have to you have to grow koi to a certain size, finish the koi, work on the lustrous. You got to do a lot of things to compete at the shows. Or do you want to just grow your koi big? You can see my brother holding a huge koi over here. You don't care the colors, you don't care the koi shows, you just want to grow your koi big. Or do you want to just, maybe your pond may be small, so the size is not really important for you. You just want to see the color, beautiful colors, so you want to just enhance the colors. Or do you want to grow, you're very demanding, you want to grow and at the same time, you want to enhance the color at the same time. Or you don't care either of them. You just want to, you just all you want is just keep them healthy. So your goal determines what to feed and how to feed. So look at your pond, look at your koi, and then you got to ask yourself, what would you like to accomplish? So that really affects your decisions on, again, what to feed and how to feed. Okay. Lastly, again, this is just a basic feeding guide. Like I said, water temperature affects the koi's digestions. So again, this is just my basic suggestions, like 45 to 50 degree. Like I said, when the water temperature is below 50 degree, koi cannot really digest. The only food that I know is mandafu. Mandafu, it can go as low as 45. And from 50 to 65, I usually suggest, again, this is my suggestions, and I know there are many more different brands on the market. So just use it as a reference. From 50 to 65 degree, I usually recommend Kodama Koi food all season. And 65 and above, you can start feeding color up and high silk, which is growth promoting food. Those color up and high silk, they have a really higher, they have some ingredient that's a little bit harder to digest. So water temperature needs to be higher. So the amount and frequency, like I said, koi, they do not have stomach. They cannot digest a lot at one time. So I usually recommend, feed something that your koi can finish 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And I say check body to check sufficient feeding. Meaning that, check. It's hard to tell if you're feeding enough or not. So what I usually do is I check the body of the koi. If the body is kind of wide, about the same or wider than the size of your head, the width of your head, that means the koi are eating well. If that again, I'm very generalizing the idea. If the body is thinner than the head, that means your koi is not eating enough. So you gotta kind of have to feed more. And you can see a little basic chart over here. So, from 50 to 55, you can feed Kodama Koi food all season, once a week. From 55 to 61, once a day. From 61 to 65, twice a day, and it goes on. And for the color up, you can start feeding from 65 degrees, and you can start feeding. You can feed 3 times a day, 4 times a day. So again, you can just use it as a guideline. And those informations are available in one of my blogs. So I know I'm kind of going quick because I have 2 more speakers here today. But you can just scan this QR code, or you can simply go to my website, kodamakoifarm.com, and click learn from the menu, and you see tons of blogs over there, and you can find this article